Well, today we are going to go to the store and get some dog food. My gosh, our dogs love to eat. We ran out of sausages. You know, them dogs love them puppy-ronies. It's a cloudy, overcast day, and harsh. You got some blue skies. You can see back here in the background. We're just going to make a quick trip over there and get some food. Saw some interesting people. Every trip is an adventure. You know, you can go the same way many times, and I'm always surprised that you always see something different. I always go over on the left-hand side of the road. This road is so tore up. This is the good side of the road here. Before I get to the bridge, I get to the other side. Now we're past the bad stretch. It's I think somewhere close to 80 degrees, right at it. T-shirt weather. We got a storm coming at 2 p.m. this afternoon, so we decided, you'll see it when we turn to the west over here, you'll see coming from the west is a fairly large storm system. It'll be here at 2 o'clock. And they're so accurate with their projections, you know, when they're good with the weather here. Let this little old girl run down this little hill here. All these people along this road right here, they've already got their fiber optics in. And we're waiting for ours. It takes hours once you, if my Wi-Fi is not good, I have to always end up loading it onto a thumb drive and go 4 miles over here to the church and upload it so I have a signal. You never know. That's what keeps life interesting. I never have 2 days in a row the same. I know there are other people say, oh, they have the same thing happens to them. I get up early this morning and wrote 2 songs. Well, I actually wrote 10 songs, but I only published 2 of them after I did some rework on them for a friend of ours. And I hope she appreciates it, or hope she likes it, or, you know, I mean, hey, I sent it to them. It's, you know, it's not for everybody. I'm not opposed to AI in any form. It's here to stay. I know they'll probably make some laws that will make it, probably pretty soon we'll have to register our AI and be on a watch list. There'll be government agencies in those black helicopters flying over. Yeah, you know, we live in a different world. We love to call ourselves a free nation, but damn, we are so restricted in everything we do. There's a rule for everything. And if they don't have a rule, they're right now making one in Washington, D.C. I'll assure you, we'll never run out of rules. But once again, that's what keeps life interesting, seeing how you can navigate through this life without violating too many rules. I like this little stretch of the road through here. It's wooded. You have to be really careful. There's so many deer on this road. You'll see skid marks where people tried to avoid hitting a deer. We run across three of them up here, and we got through it. My wife loved that little church. That's the Little Rock Church. She loved that church. I took a picture of her. She was all nicely dressed up, and I took a picture of her standing outside the little church. She really liked that picture. This county here, I'm in Walker County now. It's got some pretty good roads. You can see some holes on the road. They've patched up, but the roads are in not too bad a shape. This is, back there a ways was County Road 5, and now this is called Empire Road. I think Empire Road, and when it's in Blount County, it's County Road 5. That goes all the way over to the freeway. The Sloan family here, they have a beautiful place in the pine trees there. He keeps it groomed so nice. They used to own a big coal company, the Sloan Coal Company. I've really got some good neighbors down through here that's got a tremendous amount of history of Alabama. They were part of the system when coal was king. They owned coal hauling trucks. They owned coal mining equipment. They even owned the mines itself. One of my cousins, he lives 4 miles from me. He's got 27,000 acres under his lease. It's a long-term lease. And he's got strip mines on his. He strips the coal. There's still a business for it, but most of the coal is sold to China. They can't burn it here in Alabama because of the high sulfur content. Another pretty little valley right here. I see so many wild deer and turkey. That gentleman up on the hill up there, he's just a really nice man. Right there in that big house up there. All of his kids live up on the hill. I've talked to him more than once, and he's just a nice guy. Another straightaway here that is dangerous for deer because they get out there and graze in that pasture and hop back over on the road, and next thing you know, you done tore your motorcycle up. Now, I've never hit a deer on a bike ever, but I did hit a deer with my truck more than once. We're going over to a little town called Summiton. Summiton's about, from my house to a Walmart, I believe it's like 16 miles, something like that, 32-mile round trip. And what was really neat today, I was parked in a place in the parking lot at Walmart, and a sheriff come up in a SUV, big old SUV, and he had to really I was parked in just in like one of those in the parking lot where they got them yellow lines drawn, you know. Well, I was parked in that area. That's where we always park. And he finally got that big old SUV in there, and he gave me a look. Like, and listen to this. It was a special place for the sheriff to park. It was for law enforcement. But he gave me a little nod. He was okay. I mean, he didn't go for his weapon or nothing like that. But I could tell he was a little bit pissed. He had to actually make two little maneuvers. This SUV so big, it was hard for him to make a right-hand turn and swing back into that angled parking lot. That ain't the way he's supposed to do it anyhow, but he's the law and he can do it. Oh, it was a really good trip today over there. The weather was so good. Now, Angelique, she went in and did all the shopping. And I stayed out there, and we had people to come up and visit with me. And in fact, you'll see in one place here, there was 4 or 5 young ladies. They come out. There's just something about a motorcycle that draws young women. They come, they started waving at me, and I turned my head and looked backward. I thought they were seeing a friend of theirs, but there was nobody parked behind me. So I gave them a little wave back there, and then all of them waved, So they were really. I thought I thought they was probably waving at somebody else, but they was trying to get my attention to say hello. And they was a very attractive, looked like maybe college age kids. Yeah, I could go over to that parking lot over there and put up a sign, Harley Davidson ride for $5. The old timers, old people would come up there and say, hell, I ain't been on a Harley since 1939. Shit, I'd like to take a ride on one of these new ones. Hell, look at this thing. It's even got a cigarette lighter. Come here, Martha. Look at here. This sumbitch got a damn cigarette lighter on it. Is this thing got that air ride suspension? Oh, yeah, it's got air shocks and everything. Hey, Martha, this thing's got it. Air ride suspension. Wouldn't take long to just hold up a sign, motorcycle rides for $5. And, yeah, that might be interesting. Yeah, I'm going to put Martha on the back there. She ain't been on anything that vibrated as much as this Harley since 1947. Everybody I know goes back a long ways. I know it seemed like a long movie video, but just get you a cold refreshment. And what I like to do on a hot day like this is take my shoes off, and I get me a big old watermelon, and I carve all the center of the watermelon out, and just put my feet down in them ice cold watermelon, the hulls, I put a half on one foot and half on the other. Just sit there and let your feet just drop in that cold watermelon juice. Ooh, it's good. That's comfort Southern style. Now, y'all heard of Southern Comfort. Now, that's another thing altogether. You get too much Southern Comfort in you, and you might do something crazy. Or crazier. Oh, that's right. We're not supposed to use the word crazy. You might do something a little odd. As you can see, folks, there's not a whole lot of traffic back here in the woods. You only see 1 or 2 cars every day. I mean, just a few cars, not very many. I got to go this week and get a set of brake shoes for the rear for the Harley. They've already called me and said that it'd be this week. They'd be able to get to me, get my brakes on. It still brakes pretty good, but I know they're just slap wore out because the front ones were completely wore out. And them kids, the workers over at the shop, they said, "Sir, your calipers are wore out. Your rotors look good, but your calipers, man, you ain't got much time left in them." But that day we didn't have time to put them all the way around, so we're gonna go back. In fact, they didn't have the shoes for the rear. They didn't have the brake pads. or the rotors, the bolts, and all the stuff it takes to do that rear end. So they dedicated another day for that. And we're going to do that this week. And it'd be nice to have brakes on the rear again. I mean, I've got some brake in there, but you really have to push hard on that pedal. Harley has never been known for having good brakes. I've never, even back in the old days, I used to drag my feet on the ground because you could stop better with your feet than you could with the shoes, the brakes. Because I had a chopper that had no front brakes at all. All you had was that rear tire. And we had a big old tire in the back on that chopper. And it would slide on gravel or anything. But it still didn't have really good brakes, even when it was new out of the box. I think the new ones like, like mine's an Ultra Classic. The new Ultra Classic trikes, they've got ABS and everything. Mine doesn't have ABS. So I could have changed them, but I'm not going to because be my luck, I'd break a little C-clip or something like that, then I would be stuck right there. And those folks over there, they got all the spare parts and everything. And it'd be a lot easier for them to do than for me to do it. And for everybody that was worried about the storms, we had a series of storms in here last night. The storms wasn't as bad as we thought they were going to be. They went north of us. And now, it wasn't me thinking we was going to have a bad storm. We got warnings of a bad storm coming. And, so we'd be prepared for it. But it just went north, maybe by 10 miles. Now, it tore stuff up there. A lot of damage. When we went to the west today, on this trip right here, we saw trees down, not on the road, but off on the properties and stuff. It was pretty heavy wind. The lightning was pretty intense. I guess I should have cut this little portion out right here, just sitting here wasting time. I ain't too good about editing my videos. What you see is what you get. Now, I do some editing, but there's a lot of places I can cut out a lot of just unnecessary. My videos are not for everybody. Now, for the people that's got a life, I'd advise you just go on to one of them little TikTok pages and find you something that's 3.4 seconds long, and that way it doesn't bother your daily living, But mine are epic. You watch one of my videos and you go, Lord, I thought that thing was never going to end. It went on and on and on. I got up, went in there and got me a piece of cornbread and a big slice of white onion, and I come back in here and the damn thing was still just going on and on. And I got up, went to the bathroom 3 different times because, see, I drank 2 quart of iced tea, sweet tea, and while I was eating that cornbread and onion. And I come back to the toilet over there, and I was taking my time in there because I could hear the thing still talking. I come back and that video was still going. I go, hell, when does he ever wind down? In fact, I was on last night after 11 o'clock with the crew on here last night. We did a little bit of late night podcasting. Mine is a show like Seinfeld, much to do about nothing. We had no topic. We had no reason other than just good friends sitting across the table from one another and talking about things that they had an interest in. I was doing all the talking, and they was doing all the texting. Had a good turnout. I believe there was like 60 people came in there last night and sat in with us, and He said this is what this podcasting is supposed to do. Bring us all close together. You won't come away from mine feeling bad about anything because we're not going to dwell upon any kind of bad subject, you know. Hell, there's too much bad stuff in the world. Get a podcast and whine about stuff you have no control over. Sometimes you get a phony belief that you have a control over anything, but in reality, money controls everything. And unless you're well-heeled, you can wonder about it, you can worry about it, but you can't do much about it unless you got money or financial backers or something that can push your agenda into an area that you want to be. My show was about nothing. Just good human beings talking to one another. But here we are sitting here. You saw, you've been seeing stuff going on here. I believe you're going to see these little college girls coming out of the store here in a minute. They really did everything in the world to get my attention, but I really thought they was waving at somebody else. Now watch when that one girl that's in front of the four little lovelies, she's got a damn hoodie on and it's 80 degrees. And she's all wrapped up in a sweatshirt and a hoodie at 80 degrees. Now, what kind of drugs are you taking that makes you that cold? I don't even understand people. You'll see. I zoom up on her. I couldn't let you guys let her by without y'all getting a chance to see her. When I see her coming out the door, I believe that's the crew coming here now. Yeah, that girl in the front's got the hoodie on. You'll see I'm going to zoom in right here. Look at that. That woman has got a sweatshirt on, long sleeve, got a hoodie, and the three little hotties, three little hotties are walking behind her. Look at that, one's already waving over there. Hey! Hello! Hey, mister! I'd like to go for a ride. Oh. So anyhow, the main star is fixing to approach. She don't know that I got the camera running out there. And I'm always getting on to her about, well, it's sunny out there. And when she comes in, she usually wears sunglasses. And when she popped out of that store, the sun was right in her eyes. And she was frowning, and I was trying to get her to do a smile with hand gestures. And she ain't learned to read sign language yet. Here she comes. There she comes. She got all them doggy treats in there. Got the sausages, pepperonis. She bought them some fresh, moist little cans of meat. There she is. There she comes again. Lord have mercy. Now see, she put the fingers up there to show me she had a smile on her face. She wasn't looking into the sun. She's fun. She's fun to run around with. She sure makes my life well worthwhile. I ain't kidding you. There's things I wouldn't be able to do without her. And well, let's just put it this way: everything that she's doing for me, I would have had to done myself. And I so appreciate her going into the store and picking up a few things. And sometimes when we make the big grocery bill, I go in and she likes me to pick out the meat and stuff. And she has not mastered yet the good steak versus, when she sees a steak that's got marbling in it, she doesn't favor that. She likes the flavor of it, but when she sees a steak, she sees lots of red meat and looks like it'd be just a great steak. I look for marbling and stuff like that in the meat so that when you cook it, the meat's going to stay tender. I like to sear it like a steak. I'll sear it and then, then turn it over and lower the heat down, get all the juices sealed in. But you see right there, we just went by. It was 78 or 79 degrees as I went by the bank there. So we're cruising along here, out in the woods. Like I said, we almost never have any vehicles out here in the woods. And I'm thinking he's going to go all the way to Cullman County. Yeah, I just got a feeling. I thought, well, let me just get on up through here and get on by him there. Had plenty of room to pass. You can see a nice long straightaway. But this is a dangerous area to pass. There's so many deer that come across that pasture and then go up into the woods. You just got to be really alert. Now these little curves right here, they're off camber, if you know what I mean. I see the road slants, it doesn't have the right camber. You really have to work when you're on a trike, and if you got any speed at all, you got to work to get around the curves. They don't glide themselves around it. You're not on autopilot. And because the roads are just off camber. They lean see, that was slanted to the left. It should be slanted to the right. And you'll see another one up here. It's got the wrong slant to it. So you got to really like grin and bear it when you get into these curves up here by the Sloan's house. I love his place. He keeps his home so, the lawn is so manicured, and he's a hard-working human being. Now, I've been around this curve right here really fast, over probably 90 miles per hour around this one right here. And the last time I went around this curve at high speed, I actually crossed the line. I was on a track, and it was just almost more than I could get around the curve. But you got to find out what your limit is. For you to really to handle a track, put it in a situation where you know where the limit is. So when you do get in a serious situation, you know how far you can push it and still be safe. It's practice to survive. All that stuff you see growing up in the trees, that's called kudzu. And the stuff just grows so fast. Now, when Keefob come in, he came in and made a turn right here at this bridge. He came in from the other way now, and then he went down and crossed this bridge down right here. You're in Blount County here, but as soon as you cross this bridge, you'll see the county line is just on the other side. Right here, I'm now back in Cullman County. This is my county. I hit a deer right here, poof, right there, with my big rig. The big rig had a fiberglass hood on it, and it cracked and put a little star crack. That was the only damage. I think it was a Freightliner. That's the only damage I had. This is the part that's confusing right here when people get up here. This is County Road 5, Cullman County. Right here at the forks is County Road 5. And, but across the bridge on the other side is County Road 5 in Blount County. And that is a little bit confusing when the county road numbers are so close together. I've seen water from right here where I just went by. All this would be underwater, all the way down through here. all the way down here. All this bridge, it'd be 4 or 5 foot of water above the bridge here. And the water, you see this valley right here. I've seen the water go all the way up. I'll show you when I get up to the telephone pole up here. I've seen that little creek back here. All the way up to right here where the corner post was. That's where we had to stop. That was a 2009 flood. We had a hurricane that dropped 24 inches of rain. And it flooded everything. Well, that's it, folks. Oh, wait, I gotta make a power slide into my front yard here. Got a few more downshifts and got to power up and power down and gear up and do my country style riding right here. Dodging potholes. See the cattle out over here. They all got little baby calves. Every one of them, these are brood cows. They only have little baby calves. That's only, these are old cows. They only take them to the market when they get too old to produce any little offsprings. And we made it all the way over and back so far. We ain't made it back yet now. Hold your breath now. Big dog down here might eat me alive or something. Usually he comes charging out about right here. He'll come out just but no dog today. Sometimes they're laying on the road just waiting for me. Now watch this here. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what you call your Dukes of Hazzard move right here. Yee-haw! You just hang a left right here. Hang a left, boy. Jump off that side berm right there and just scoot down through the front yard. Yee-haw! Watch them stumps. Watch them stumps. There's a stump right there. Look right there. There's a stump. Had to cut a big cedar tree down. Here we go. We'll slide under this maple tree. I'll slither through the mud like a gator. Get right on up in here. Whoa, whoa, Miss Piggy. Oh, right there.